Hey everybody, today on A Good Time with Wine, we're going to take a trip to Dry Creek Valley, Sonoma and taste some Montemaggiore Syrah. Are you ready? Hey everybody, I'm Matt from A Good Time with Wine. Wine on Twitter, and today we're going to be talking about Montemaggiore's 2005 Syrah. This Syrah hails from Dry Creek Valley, Sonoma, and it was the second stop on a 6-winery tour I did in September with Daytime, the television show that I do some wine consulting on. So, I typically talk about Syrah from California, and it usually comes across as jammy and fruity, but when I read about Montemaggiore online, and they're a small family-run producer, it's Vincent and Lisa Ciolino, and they're family-run with their son Paolo, who's about 7, and real small production, but when I read about their wine, what excited me was that they are trying to go for an old-world French-style Syrah, moving away from the typical jammy California Syrah. Now, there's nothing wrong with typical jammy California Syrah, but I happen to love and appreciate French and old-world flavors, so I was excited to try this wine. First of all, Montemaggiore is a very small operation. They don't have a public tasting room, so if you're going to make a visit there, you definitely want to call ahead and talk to them. However, it's definitely worth the trip. Beautiful vineyards, great people, so much fun, and they love what they do, and that's the most important part. So like I said, this Syrah is made in the French Old World style, and their 2005 vintage from International Wine gave it a 92, but their 2006 vintage got a Robert Parker 90, I believe. So, let the cuckoo go. So I was very excited to try this wine. Now on the nose, you've got some red fruit, and I get some vegetal, but the vegetal is like fresh, ripe tomatoes right out of the garden mixed with fresh berries. And the vegetal and the tomato is really, real subtle. It's really more about the fresh fruit. It's red fruit. There's some plum in there, some blueberry. It's got a nice, dark, intriguing nose. I love this wine. So what you get is you get blackberry and blueberry flavors on the palate, and then you just got a wave of smoke and leather and peppers and spice that come on, but it's a velvety smooth mouthfeel. It's really, really enjoyable. This wine has only been open for maybe 15-20 minutes. It's really, really young and will develop as it cellars. It's probably could use an hour or so of decanting to make the flavors kind of open up, make the nose more inviting, make the palate a little bit smoother. However, on its own, I have to say this is a great wine. Pairs with a ton of different foods, and I'll talk about some typical food and wine pairings, but don't be afraid to try this with whatever you're interested in eating for the day. It's a great wine worth the try. Montemaggiore segment will air on Tuesday after my Michel Schlumberger segment, so I'll give you all the information. It'll be on tweetmetv.com and of course syndicated nationwide on Daytime. So until next time, this is Matt from A Good Time with Wine. Follow me on Twitter where you'll find out about the other 4 wineries that I visited. Cheers.